So we have some breaking news for you. This is big. This is big. I'm pretty much there in terms of pounding the gavel. New CNN poll came out. Joe Biden has now opened up a 16-point national lead on Trump. 16 points. So, devastating. Devastating. So let me give you some more information on this. He leads by 21 points among seniors. He leads by 17 points for middle-aged people, 35 to 49. And let's do the math on this one real quick. The young, under 35, let's see, 32, 33-point lead for Biden. He's basically cleaning up in every single demographic except men with no college degree. Men with no college degree is the only demographic that Trump is beating Biden. Biden has him women college degree, men college degree, women no college degree. This is as bad as it gets for Trump, ladies and gentlemen. 57% of debate watchers said that Biden won the debate. Only 26% say Trump won. Here's the more interesting point. 91% of Biden supporters say Biden won. Just 59% of Trump supporters say Trump won. And then when you go by the issues, it's even more incredible. So on the issue of race, Biden beats Trump 62 to 36. On the issue of the coronavirus, Biden beats Trump 59 to 38. On the issue of healthcare, Biden beats Trump 59 to 39. On the issue of the Supreme Court, Biden beats Trump 57 to 41. On the issue of crime and safety, so in other words, law and order, Biden beats Trump 55 to 43. Even on the issue of the economy, which always goes to Republicans, Biden's up 50 to 48. Biden has now edged Trump on the economy when there's a default lead for any Republican on the economy. So again, 16-point lead for Trump. He wishes for Biden over Trump. To put this in perspective for you, today's exact date, you go back to the 2016 polls, October 6th, 2016. What was Hillary's lead over Trump? About 4.5 percentage points. 4.5. Hillary had a 4.5% lead. Biden has a 16-point lead. I think it's that time, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, and Crystal Ball had a great Rising segment on this. She did a great radar on this, where she was saying that, listen, our brains are broken from 2016. Everybody just sort of assumes that, well, obviously at some point Trump is going to have the miraculous comeback and he's going to do exactly what he did in 2016. Well, I got news for you guys. It's simply not 2016 anymore. Things have changed. Things are colossally different. And the evidence now is overwhelming that Biden is a significantly better candidate in terms of how he's perceived by the public compared to Hillary. So the reason why Trump won in 2016 is because Hillary was uniquely despised, and he ran a great campaign where he really put front and center this populism in the Rust Belt and this anti-establishment outsider, streak that appealed to the exact right people, where he could pick off the Electoral College even though he lost the popular vote. Guys, that formula is gone. That recipe is not there. So, in other words, listen, there is no more Trump populism. He's now going after Biden every day for being an Antifa Marxist commie, a radical, and it's not working. If anything, it actually helped Biden. This wasn't the strategy in 2016. The strategy in 2016 was Hillary's the insider, I'm the outsider. She's corrupt, I'm not. She's the status quo, I'm not. She's going to outsource your jobs. She's going to do more wars, I'm not. Well, now Trump has been in power for years. He's continued the wars. He's outsourced the jobs. He is the establishment. There's no populism coming from Trump's campaign anymore. It's just Joe Biden is radical Marxist Antifa, and people are laughing at that. And the most important point, forget just the lack of populism, which is killing Trump in 2020. There's a pandemic and effectively a depression on his watch. Over 200,000 Americans are dead as a result of COVID-19. And the economy, the only thing they could point to with the economy where they try to say like, oh, we're doing okay, sort of, is the stock market. And the only reason they point to the stock market, and the only reason the stock market numbers are nominally okay, is because they basically fully socialized the market and did $1 trillion of quantitative easing per day at the height of the COVID-19 lockdowns and the CARES Act. So working people are struggling. Working people haven't had a stimulus in a really long time. People can't pay the bills. So you have tremendous economic distress out there, plus a pandemic where people are dying and people are getting sick. It is not 2016. 2020 is not 2016. A 16-point lead is a lot bigger than a 4.5-point lead. So listen, as of right now, Trump needs beyond a major miracle to win. I'm basically calling it. I think it's over. I think Joe Biden will be the next president of the United States. Now, if anything happens that changes that formula, I will be the first one to come out here and say, hey, that formula has now changed. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. But as of right now, Trump needs beyond a major miracle in order to win. It's basically impossible. Trump would need maybe Joe to pass away or something like that in order for him to win. I'm not kidding, guys. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm not kidding. He really needs something that over the top. And also polls are showing people don't really feel bad for Trump getting the coronavirus. Everybody says, hey, he should have taken more precautions and he wouldn't have gotten it. So, in other words, he botched the response nationally and he botched it in his personal life. And so people are like, yeah, you're going to get it. You know, all these precautions we've been taking, you haven't been taking them, and now the chickens are coming home to roost. So this is devastating for Trump. Sorry, guys. I'm officially making a secular talk prediction. Joe Biden is going to win. Again, I will change that if the facts change, but he needs beyond a miracle at this point in order to win. The evidence is just too overwhelming. Take out the names. If it's just candidate X and candidate Y, and you had the exact same set of facts leading up to this situation, pretty much all of us would be calling the election. But as Crystal Ball said, our brains are permanently broken from 2016. So everybody just assumes that, you know, they overcorrected. They assume now that the miracle comeback is always there for Trump. And I got to be honest, guys, I just don't see it. There's no evidence for it. So I know Hillary's team was overconfident and they popped champagne early on election day and then they lost. I know Biden's team won't do that because now they're scarred from 2016, but listen, you might be able to get away with doing that. You might want to pop some champagne because if you hide him in the basement, there's no way you're going to have a 16-point swing in a month. It's just not going to happen. If anything, the gap is widening more in favor of Joe Biden. So, terrible news for the Trump people. I'm willing to go out on this limb now and say it, but Joe Biden is very likely going to be the next president of the United States.